What's up everyone, welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Today's project, do a oil and coolant flush on this 2019 Vulcan S650. To do the oil flush, the drain plug is under here, and the oil coolant flush, I'll take you through the process of it. Alright, let's get started on this. This is a quick project. Your oil drain nut is here, that's a 17mm nut, and the oil filter is on front. To undo the oil filter, I'm using a wrench like this. I prefer this than the cups because this grabs on better and it's easy to use it. And that's get it up to a point that you can turn it by your hand so that you can keep the pan underneath and then turn it by your hand. Before you do that, take the oil nut off and let the oil drain out. Remember, there will be a pinch washer behind this, so don't let it fall inside the oil basket you're having. And that's your pinch washer, so make sure keep them together. And now I'm gonna undo the oil filter. Don't drop the oil filter straight away, let it drain a bit and then you can take it out. Makes the job a little less messier. And that's it. Let it drain and then you can start on filling the oil. While oil is draining, you can undo the coolant and let the coolant drain as well. So your coolant main fill will be under here, and this is your coolant water pump. So you can see there's two bolts underneath. The one here will be the one that's holding the water pump on, and this will be your drain plug. So take the bolt off and the coolant should start draining out. Let's get cracking on it. So I haven't taken these guards out previously, so I'm going to try with this. So that will be a 4mm, yes, and see if it pops out, because most of these bikes have these guards held on by grommets on the bottom and one bolt. And okay, there's one bolt underneath this guard as well. So that's a washer that fell out of there. Don't lose it, keep that bolt together. And this will be 3mm, so use a 3mm Allen key on it, and or else you might even be able to get it. Yes, you don't even have to undo it. So as you can see, once you loosen that cover, that's your coolant main fill point. And if it's hot, make sure you open it very slowly with a cloth covering it so that it won't spray in your face, and slowly so that it will release the pressure, because at the moment it's filled with pressure and it will just shoot out in your face. So to take these caps off, there's a screw that goes in here. Turn it slightly towards you so that you have easy access to it. It's like a tightening bolt, more like a pinch bolt, and see if you can turn it. I don't think you have to take it out, but apparently you have to take it out all the way. Oh no, you can leave it halfway in there. You don't have to take it out all the way. Use your cloth, slowly open it. And there, no spills, and that's how you open it. So while you have it open, then you can undo the bolt from the water pump so that you're releasing the water to drain. Once well, if you got a different oil pan, use that. I like collecting antifreeze and coolant separately. So this is the 8mm bolt. It's not an easy access place, but once you got it loose enough, you should be able to take it out. And this is quite a short bolt, and even this one has a pinch washer inside of it, so make sure you're not dropping it. That's a bit messy, but make sure you got a big enough container to drop everything in. While coolant is getting drained, if your engine oil has stopped draining, you can start putting everything together. I've got the filter, that's a high flow 303, or if you're using K&N, that's a K&N 303. And that's your filter in. Make sure you're not over tightening them. What I do is I tighten them with my hand, so give it a hand tight and then use my tool for like half turns, and then it should be all good. There, and that's all done. It doesn't need to go any more tighter than that. Now to put your drain plug in, make sure you got the pinch washer in there, do not lose it. Once it's tight enough, I'm gonna use my ratchet, give it a slight nudge, and that should keep it tight. You don't need to over tighten that, or else you will end up stripping the threads of that thing. Now you can pour your engine oil in while your coolant's getting drained. So before you start putting your oil in, this is your look through hole, and there's two markings from the bottom and that's one on the top. So this is your low point, this is your high point. Make sure it's clean and clear so that you can see everything through. And I've got Motul 5100 10W40, and this bike should take about 1.8 liters, I think. The 1.8 liters with the filter. So pour it in slowly. So don't go above the top mark. So once it comes to the top mark, start up the bike, run it for 30 seconds, let it settle down for about a minute or so, and then see what the level is at, and then top up accordingly. After oil is poured in, put your oil cap back on before you're starting it. And I'm gonna put the bowl that goes into the drain plug of the water pump. Now, the way it is situated, it's gonna be a bit tricky, or else you can take all of these brackets off and it will be a much less messier and an easy job, but I like doing things hard way. Sue me. Yep, and that bolt is in. Give it a tight. Nope, it's not in. Okay, I got it in. Time to give it a few turns until it's mated with the face, and make sure it's going in properly rather than cross-threading it. Cross-threading is when you're going it sideways and not threaded properly, which means you will end up destroying your threads. And that's against the face. Now give it a little slight tightening torque on it. It wasn't too tight when I took it out, so you don't need to make it really tight. So go at the tightness it was already at. And that's all tight. Now to put coolant in through. Time to put coolant in. I've got premix 5 liters and this only takes about 2 liters, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna use an extension just so I can see how much level it coming to. There you go, much better. You can see the level from top here, and hopefully I won't spill anymore. Let it go down and then pour in again. So that's almost at the top. Yep. You don't have to close this cap necessarily, you can just start it up without closing it and then close it afterwards, so that you know what kind of level it's standing at. And let's go ahead and start up this bike. And as you can see, it sucks up everything and it circulates and the engine is circulating. So let it run for about 30 to 30 seconds to 1 minute and then it should be good. Don't worry about smoking because the coolant's gonna pour over onto this and it's gonna smoke until it's all evaporated or dried up. So while everything settles down in the bike, let's go ahead and take off this cover. This is your expansion coolant tank and you need to have that filled up as well. Well, there's a level on it and I'll show you where it is. And so let's start taking this off. So there's a bolt hidden right underneath there, so I'm thinking that's a 3mm. Yes indeed, you need to remove that and the cover should pop off. Yes, and there you go, that's the cover popped off. Now we need to take this 10mm bolt off because that's a cover on top of the expansion tank, so that the expansion cap is not popping off. That's a safety measure. So take that bolt off. $10mm, I believe. Yes, should be a very short bolt. And ta-da, that's all. Now you have access to your expansion tank. And that's your expansion tank. And when you open the cap, you can see what color of coolant inside and the level of everything. So the level is staying down there, so if the level is up to there, that's fine. And the coolant of the bike was pretty good, no deterioration or anything, so I'm not gonna replace this. So that's all right, so I'm gonna let it as it is and put the cover on, lock everything up. I'm gonna tighten this in a way so that the bolt sits out on the outside, which makes it easier, much more easier next time for whoever taking it out. So next mechanic who's working on the bike, if you're watching this, you're welcome. It's got a rubber grommet on here, so push it in and it should tighten up. And now to top up the engine oil, and then you're done. I'm not sure if you can see the engine oil set right at the bottom point, so maybe about 200 mils. Shouldn't need more than that. And that's it, all up to level and settle. Put your oil cap back on, and that's how we do an oil change and a coolant flush on a Kawasaki 650S 2019. This will be common throughout from the models 2015, 2016 and up to 2020. I'm not sure about the 2021 though. Give my videos a like and subscribe to my channel if you liked it. See you in the next video.